Okay, here we go, teaching some shit on Mirage with nades and some positions. First of all is the stairs smoke, so you aim edge of the vertical line, middle of the horizontal line, aim in the middle of that gap, and just throw. That's a regular throw, and that'll land on top of stairs. Magic. Next up is going to be a jungle smoke, so you go to the middle of these two thingies. You aim kind of in the shade line on that pole and just towards the little nub at the top, and you throw it. And there you go, so it's jungle. Magic. You can kind of see people going towards triple and CT with this one, so it's best to do just a default plant. So it's always best to just do a default plant, but you know, you'll be seen if you try and go to CT. You might get caught if you go to triple. There's another one. It's a little bit harder to get right. Whenever I do it, there seems to be a big gap on one side. I think it's the worst smoke, so I would recommend doing the first one, but if you prefer this one, then go ahead and do this one. As you can see when I throw it, there's a big old gap going to triple, but if you make it to triple, they can't see if you've gone CT or not. It's probably just a little bit of fiddling around that I need to do to get that one right, but there you go, there's another one. Okay, this one is a CT smoke, so you aim kind of in the middle of that weird cross thing. At the bottom of that nub, jump throw. You'll need a jump throw bind, which I will put probably just at the end of the video or on the screen at some point. You can kind of see onto sight from that one, and here's me failing to get up on the box because I'm blind and I can't see what I'm doing. There you go, it blinds you when you get up onto the ticket, and you have to jump right onto the top. The next thing we have is a good Underwood Molly, so there you go, if that's smoked off, you aim kind of at the bottom of the door, at that kind of point in the wall, and you just keep your aim there and you throw it. And there you go, Molly's under, easy. Okay, we're on to some A flashbangs on T-side, so for this one you go into the corner of the ramp, slam yourself up against the plant pot, aim in that little meat of the brick, and then you just throw it, and that blinds people as you're pushing out to sight, mostly like ticket and people peeking from triple. People from default won't be blinded by this. This one's a cool one from Palace. Slam yourself into this corner, aim somewhere on that little line and just throw, and that will, hopefully, if it bounces up right, you've done it right, and that will blind pretty much everyone who isn't Underwood or in Firebox, because it bounces up, it blinds fucking everyone. These are a couple ones from Underwood. You kind of aim in between the two knots somewhere. You probably do a little run through to make it go further, but this will blind people going at Tetris. There's another one here, which I'm trying to look at. You just basically run a ladder, blinds everyone on sight. This is one that you're going to probably have to call because it blinds literally everything. Okay, we're on to some mid-smokes now. So for this one, you aim at the third one of these things, closest to Palace. You aim at that little bit in between the nubs of the fence, and you just aim up until you're a bit higher than the vertical antenna there, and that goes into window. Bam. That one's a bit tricky to get right, but once you get it right, it's, you know, fairly easy to do. For this one, there's a little bit of the wall there, just below the pole. You aim there, and you just go left, right. Once you go over the bump, but before you hit the fence there, you jump through, and that also goes into window. Magic. Here's another short one. Stand on the bin, aim at the end of that bit of the antenna, throw. It leaves a bit of a gap on short, but that is intentional. It completely blocks you from connector and window, and it allows you to take the short fight. Then you have to go out of the smoke to take the connector fight, and then you have basically free range to take the window fight. It's very nice. Here are some smokes from top mid once you're out. Here's a window one, crouch, aim at that bit, stand up, and just throw. And that lands in window, like so. Next one is a short one. You stand in the barrel, aim at that little triangle and the X, and it goes short. That stops someone from thrusting up, but they can get into ladder room from that. And for an underpass one, you want to aim somewhere in between there and just throw it, and that lands underpass. Okay, smokes from B time. So this one Will smoke short, you slam yourself into this corner, aim right at the top of the building, and just throw. And if you get it right, it will bounce off the building, bounce off the floor, and land short. It blocks off short. It doesn't clear get right, so that is something to be aware of. This one is for a connector smoke, so you aim at the second highest stair. You aim kind of, if you imagine the top of that antenna as an X, you aim in the bottom triangle of the X and just throw. There you go, come on, pass me, there we go. If you do it right, it will bounce up the stairs and completely block off connector. There you go, you can't see through it. And if you go to the other side, you can't see through it. Very nice. Okay, back to B here. This one is a market window smoke. So, there you go. I'm going to put this one number 1, this one number 2. You aim yourself in this little corner, slam yourself in the back, you aim on the inside of the second pole, jump through, and that smokes market window. Look at that. Bam. And then the second one is a door smoke. You aim between these little 2 bits of dirt, again against the back wall. You aim this time on the inside, oh sorry, the outside of the second pole, and then you jump through, and that goes into door. Look at that. Amazing. This next one is a bench smoke, so you aim towards the little nub off the top of the building, and it smokes off bench. There you go. No chance of seeing it. Someone can just sit there, but most likely they'll move on to site, so they can actually see people. And this next one is a backside smoke. This one's kind of just, you just kind of just aim in the middle of this. There you go. It's just me trying to see where I am. You aim kind of in between these nubs in the sky. This one does take a little bit of time to get right, the lineup, but once you got it, it's fairly intuitive. Smoke's backside. So they can either really expose themselves out there, or they can go onto site at the same point as the bench guy, and there'll be 2 easy kills. Here we have a decent ramp smoke on CT side. You aim kind of at this little nub, and then just down, and you do a little run through. Come on. There you go. Well then, that's the lineup. Run through, and does that. It's like every other smoke. If you throw it too deep, it's useless. If you throw it too shallow, it's useless. Here's a little neat spot. You jump on top of Firebox from default. And here's another spot. You can jump on top of triple completely silently by doing that. You crouch jump, and you can do it again. It's a very easy spot, and that entire thing is wall bangable, so yeah. This is a better molly van. Aim kind of at this piece of wood, and it spreads everywhere. You have to either leave van or jump on top of the barrel, in which case you're an easy kill. Finally, we have a B-apps flash. You slam yourself into that corner, aim at the little nub, and it flashes onto site. It will blind backside, bench, get right. It's very nice. Yeah. Okay, here we have the jump throw bind. You just replace the key and the square brackets with the key that you want to do, and every time you unpin the grenade and press the key, it will jump and throw the grenade wherever you're looking. Alright, hopefully some of that sank in.